Hello, love bugs. Welcome to my March 2026 bullet journal setup. To be honest, guys, I have been having a really hard time figuring out what theme I wanted to do for this month. So I ended up going through all my paper and my stickers and my scrapbooking stuff, and I landed on this theme with some book pages and some floral paper and stamps and wax seals. So I've done a spread like this before, but this one turned out so cute and I really love it. This happens to be my 7th year doing bullet journal spreads, so sometimes I have a hard time thinking of something new because I've done so many, but I'm very excited to start this YouTube channel. I've just been able to go more in depth with my life and show you more in depth of how I create art and all the things I do, and be able to connect with you guys on a deeper level than I would be able to on TikTok. So I'm very excited about my new YouTube channel, so welcome. Anyway, let's talk about this March spread. I actually did a part of the spread already and found out I wasn't filming. So that is why some of these scraps are already put together. So I'm just putting them together again. But yeah, the first thing I did was start with a rough draft of all of my add-ons that I wanted to put in my bullet journal. So my pain tracker, my calendar, habit tracker, all those things. I started with those, and then I kind of sketched out where I think I wanted paper and how I wanted it to be laid out. So now I'm starting my line work for my front page of my whole month calendar. I kind of use this as a mini calendar, and I'll put a key on the bottom with little signs that will be for birthday, all these other things. But I wanted to tell you how I get this whimsical / sketchy line. I end up putting my ruler up against the line, and instead of just dragging the pen all the way across, I'll bounce it up and down, and that'll get me the little spaces between the lines, but it keeps the lines straight because I am not great at doing straight lines. You'd think after doing this for so many years I'd get a little better, but I still struggle just as much as any other person. Now that I did that, I'm going to erase my pencil lines and start on adding the days of the week at the top of my calendar. What is your guys' favorite day of the week? Mine personally is Saturday. I love Saturday because it's the longest day I get to spend with my husband because he gets to stay up late. But now I'm just adding March on both above my calendar and then on my front page. I did not like how my handwriting turned out with March, but I was like, I am not redoing this just for that. So next month, hopefully my handwriting will be a little bit better. But yeah, if you don't know this about me, my favorite color is brown. So I am going to try to find any way I can incorporate brown into my spreads. So after I get done writing March, I am going to highlight the days of the weeks, and then I am going to add the dots that I'm going to put the date in each little box. But after I do that, I'm going to start with this little scallop around my March. I'm kind of wanting it to look like a stamp. I really love scallops. So this is where I get to incorporate my favorite brown marker, and I think it just looks so freaking cute. But yeah, scallops are definitely very trendy right now, and they deserve all the trends that they're getting. But yeah, I'm just putting some of the scallops on the opposite page so then everything is cohesive. And now we're going to go to my next page and start my pain tracker and my habit tracker and music of the month. Like I said in the beginning, I have a little rough draft of everything, and I actually rough drafted how I wanted my paper to fit on the pages. So these are, honestly, I got this book from Goodwill and I am just tearing it up so much. So hopefully it's not a book that's good because she's getting torn up. Anyway, we are starting with my pain tracker. If you guys don't know, I have chronic pain. I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and a couple other things. But I am doing kind of similar thing to the calendar, and I am making 31 slots that I can put the color of my pain of the day. My options are worst, bad, not good, mid, and good. And this month I have been in a flare, so almost all of them have been bad so far. But now I'm going down to my music of the month. This is a new one that I've added this year in my monthly spreads, and I'm loving it because I am a music fiend and I listen to music literally 24/7. If I'm not watching a show, I'm listening to music. So it's going to be super cool for me to be able to go back and look at the song that I was obsessed with that month. Last month was The Art of Loving, the album by Olivia Dean. That was a height of the month. I love that album, and I'm still listening to it to this day. So if you guys haven't listened to it, I definitely recommend. Also, Lizzie McAlpine, my girly pop. I love her. I've been a fan of her for a really long time. She just came out with a cover of House of Rising Sun. When I listen to that song, I freaking am belting to my lungs give out. That is such an amazing song. She's such an amazing singer, and yeah, she has gone really far, and I'm really proud of her. But now we're just adding a little bit more of the scalloping, and I actually have some Dutch doors in my bullet journal, and that's what I'm adding the paper to right now. It is 2 Dutch drawers because, as you can see, I am going to be putting this really pretty lace ribbon in between it so it sticks out from the Dutch door. And I think this is a really cute idea, and I'm loving the way it turned out. So if you guys do Dutch drawers, I might do this a couple times this year because I just think it was so cute. If you just find a ribbon that matches your spread of the freaking month, this would be such a cute thing to incorporate in other months. But this is another part of my favorite thing in my spreads that I do every month. This is my grateful for section. So I put 2 lines for each day to be able to write something good that happened that day. I think it's just a really cool thing to be able to look back and see what happened that month and what I was grateful for. I love the idea of being able to go back and look at my old bullet journals and see all the good things that happened this month. So that is my Dutch drawer. But now I am going to be adding a little stamp over here, a little butterfly. I love butterflies, and one of my little wax stamps. These things just would not stick to my paper, so I had to use my little glue roller. But now I'm going to be doing the exact same thing on the other side of this Dutch door. I keep saying drawer, so if I say drawer, just ignore that. We're just going to act like I said door, okay? Go team, we can do this together. Ignore it. But yeah, I'm making my little bubble header that says I am grateful for. And everything that is in the bullet journal has a little bubble header above it. But this next page is going to be my habits of the month, my habit tracker. So let's get started. Now I'm making my header for my habit tracker. I am really bad at keeping up with habits. There's some months where I will be the best I've ever been, and I'm so proud of myself. And then there's some months where I literally am like horrible and I cannot keep up with anything. But right now I am spacing out 31 little blocks so I can fill in the habits that I did do for the days that I did do them, which most of the time I do really good at filling it out for like the first part of the month. And then I start to slack a little bit and forget, oh yeah, you're supposed to keep up with your bullet journal so you know what the heck you did. But yeah, I have 5 habits. My first one is prayer, and then I have skincare, and then my third one is drinking 3 32-ounce bottles of water a day. That one I'm either really good at and I drink 3, or I drink none at all. So yeah. Then my next one is flossing my teeth. I can't get in with the flossing. I struggle with it so much. And then Invisalign is my last one, and that's to remind myself to wear my Invisalign every single night when I go to bed, because I did not pay all that money for my teeth to get crooked again, because I did have braces when I was a kid, and then before my wedding I got Invisalign, and I am not letting myself slack and make my teeth crooked again. So now I'm just going in with my little headers of each habit that I have, and then I also added a stamp and a wax seal on the bottom. Now we're just getting down to the calendar layout. I already have my paper all trimmed out and everything rough drafted. So first, I don't know why, I just started with a sticker and a stamp because I knew exactly which one I wanted to use on this page. And I really liked in this month how I made every single page that had like the day of the week. I made all of them look so different, but yet they all look super cohesive. So I was actually really, really proud of that. So now I'm just going in with my ruler and making my lines. I only did a line in the middle and then on the bottom of that one page, because I'm just going to use a marker to make the lines that go on top of the date and the days of the week. So yeah, this first 2 pages I think had 22 days. So then my next 2 pages only needed like 8 or 9 days. So that was really cool that I was able to fit all of the days on only 4 pages, because I have a hard time really using this part of my calendar and stuff on my planner. I tend to just keep everything in my phone, so I like to be able to keep it pretty compact. But I'm just adding the lines down the middle on the next pages. This is probably my favorite page. I have just those 9 days, and then I made these little stamps on the side. And you'll see we'll have a little jump here soon because my camera stopped recording because my phone died. But yeah, I hand drew these stamps on the side to keep in theme with the stamps, but each of them are going to have lines so I can keep track of 3 things. The big one on the right, I am doing fun to do. So things that I want to do this month for maybe date night with my husband, or just bucket list things. Since we're only going to be in Omaha one more year, I'm really trying to hit all our bucket list things that we want to do in Omaha before we leave. Then this top one on the left is for bingo, because I made the bingo goal page that was a TikTok trend in the beginning of this year, and I have lots of goals. So whatever goals I hit this month, I'm going to be putting in my little bingo stamp square. And then the last one that is on the left is all the money that I made that month. As someone with a disability, I have a lot of side gigs, so I try to just keep track of my money, and to have it in my bullet journal is just a super simple way to do it, because I'm already going to be in here every day using it. But I highlighted the days of the week and the date, and now I'm adding my paper to the bottom of this. This page, I actually had to use a different book because the book pages weren't wide enough from the other pages that I was using in the other parts of the book. So yeah, I was just really eyeballing it, and honestly, I was kind of struggling to get the pages exactly how I wanted them, but eventually I got them just right, and they turned out really, really cute. Now I am just adding some more of those wax seals and just some cute stickers. Now I'm going to do the outlines of the stamps. I ended up doing a little jiggity look to make it look like an actual stamp. It turned out really cute. The first one I did not love, but the second 2 I did, I really got the hang of it, and they turned out good. And then to tie in the butterflies that I used in the other page, I found these brown butterflies, and they just are so matchy because my favorite color is brown, so I had to add it in there. And then the camera's gonna cut because my phone died again, but I ended up coloring in the stamps with the same color that I used on my calendar on the front page. And then if you see the little pink lines that I used for the headers, I just didn't like it. I tried to do different colors and I just couldn't figure out what I wanted. I ended up doing this really, really dark brown that I used for the scallops as well. And then I used my little white gel pen to add my bingo, the money I spent, and the fun things to do that month. And then I ended up going in with this Crayola marker just to do some thin lines so I'm able to have something to write on. But yeah, guys, I really loved how this month turned out. It was very cohesive, and I love the colors and how everything just matchy. But yeah, I really loved making this video, and I hope you guys come back soon. This is the overview of my March bullet journal. I love you guys. Have an amazing, blessed rest of your March. See you soon. Bye, guys.